welcome to Road Race Motorsports. Today we're building a 2012 Jeep JK Sport Edition. We're going to do part one, which will consist of the suspension and the drivetrain components that we are adding to this 2012. This 2012, we received it with 12 miles on it, and we're going full bore out on it. So this is going to be part one. We'll take a look at the front end here. Of course, as mentioned before, this is a sport model. So what we have here is the factory Dana 30 front differential. We went ahead and gusseted the C's, so we won't have to worry about these weak knuckles here. So we did a sleeve on the inside tubes to eliminate the bending of this front axle. Everything is welded in, ready to go, as you can see. Anytime we do any type of welding on the knuckles, we automatically remove the ball joints due to heat, and we all know that the factory ball joints have a lot of plastic pieces in them, so we went ahead and upgraded the ball joints to the heavy-duty Synergy ball joints on both sides. This differential here will receive superior chromoly axles, which are here. To straighten it up. I know a lot of people say, why would someone want to do that to a Dana 30 when you can just upgrade to a 44? Well, this is the owner's first Jeep ever. He doesn't plan on going hard, but he doesn't want anything to fail on him while he starts learning how to drive this thing. We're using a Fox steering stabilizer on this kit. Really, this is probably top of the line steering stabilizer, other than a going hydro assist or anything like that. We're running a Rock Crawler 3.5-inch X Factor mid-arm lift. As you can see, the Rock Crawler systems, I love them. They ride really smooth. It's a progressive spring. We're running their tuned Rock Crawler RD shocks with the remote reservoirs. This will also get the Road Race Motorsports big brake kit, along with all the other stuff that we're doing to the front axle. We're putting in an E-locker with 456 gears. This is a manual JK, so I felt that 456s with 37s are pretty much where he wants to be. We're also running the Road Race Motorsports brake lines, and the reason why he opted for the brake lines, there's nothing wrong with the brake lines that do come with the kit. Actually, they're really nice brake lines that come with the kit, but the advantage to the Road Race ones is I myself have not these specific brake lines from Rock Crawler, but a different company. Out on trail, I have pulled the brake lines out of the calipers. So what we did is we designed a brake line that you can see here that has a swivel on it, and it's a swivel and lock. So if there was ever to be a time that you were to lose a brake line, we all know that the JK, or many people don't know that the JK has a right and a left brake line, which kind of tilts away from the wheel. Well, with ours is you can carry one spare that will carry you out through all four sides, and you have the option, once you replace your brake line on trail, you can swivel it away from the caliper and rotor and tires and all. And he liked that function of just having one brake line to get you off trail, so he decided to opt for the Road Race brake lines, which are the same quality as the ones that come from any other manufacturer, including Rock Crawler. But this is a good kit to have in your toolbox when out on trail. I've actually had to use vice grips and eliminate one side because I didn't have the right side brake line. What we also did was we used the Synergy 2012 exhaust spacers to push the crossover tube from the exhaust back a little bit to eliminate from drive shaft bind on as the Jeep articulates. We will be using JE rail drive shafts. You can see up here On the transfer case, the yokes are already in. We're going to wait till the car gets settled down, and then we'll go ahead and get them the right measurements for that. Those exhaust spacers, they really push the whole exhaust back, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of re-engineering and how to put it back into factory. I probably will cut off from the front over at the Y pipe to push this back into its factory position so we can hang our new high-tuck exhaust system on this for the 2012. It'll fit the way it is right now, but I don't like putting things up in a bind and stretching all the rubber grommets and stuff like that, so we'll make it back to factory with the spacers in to eliminate that front drive shaft bind. So there'll be some more skid plates and everything done. Again, we're running the X Factor 3.5-inch lift out back. We're also running the rock crawler remote reservoir shocks, which are specifically tuned for this X Factor setup. Really nice setup, 7/8 hardened shaft. We're running some Poison Spider bombshell diffs. We'll be using the new released rear Dana 44 ones. And up front we still had, there was a couple laying around, but the Dana 30 old school Poison Spider diff cover, bombshell diff cover. So we'll be putting those in as well with the chromoly axle shafts and new gears and E-locker out back along with the front also. As you can see in here, I ditched the cheesy factory evap skid that comes in the 2012, and we opted for the nice heavy duty Poison Spider evap skid plate, which is really stout, and so we're throwing everything we can at this rig, and it should be a pretty nice 2012 once we're all done with it.